How to become truly unrecognizable in 90 days. I'm going to give you the full breakdown of exactly how you can do and execute this with eagle-like focus. So how to become unrecognizable in 90 days. The first thing you want to do is break your year down into quarterlies. So that'll be 4 sections of 90 days. Okay, you'll have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And if you've been involved in any business before, you'll be very much familiar with mapping out your years like this. It's very much business orientated, but you can relate this to personal life. Even if you're not running a business, you can become an absolute killer by utilizing this strategy for life. So firstly, subsection your year into 90 days. Every 90 days has specific targets and outcomes that you want to reach. You do not need to focus on the rest of the year. You simply need to focus on the goals for that 90 days. 90 days is around 3 months. So every single 90 days you have a section of goals. So that would be the first set. Recognize what you want to do in these next 90 days. Now it's coming up to the end of August now, so realistically we'd be in Q3 if you were starting at the year, so we'd be halfway through, coming up to a halfway point of Q3. End of September would be the end of Q3. I myself do Q1 in spring, so my quarterly targets begin in April, beginning of April. The reason why I do it like that is because I believe that spring is the start of the year. I don't believe January is the start of the year. Everyone else starts in January, but that doesn't really feel right to me. I feel like the year starts in spring. That's when the original new year actually is. So I start Q1 in spring. So I'm basically in Q2 right now, halfway through. So what you want to do is get some 90-day goals. The way I like to goal set and set goals, because how you set these goals is going to dictate exactly how you operate and how you. It's going to dictate your full experience. And remember, you're creating this. Like, you're the person you are creating and shaping your life with every decision that you make, every thought that you have, every feeling that you have, and every action that you take. So be very, 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 very clear on these goals. Take some time to really do this. But I like to subcategorize my life. So I like to do health, wealth, family or relationships, and then focus, mental state, and also fun as well. So they're the 5 buckets. So your health could be anything like health and fitness related, any fitness goals you want to set for yourself or anything you want to do to improve your health. Secondly would be wealth, so that's business orientated, anything to do with your finances, investments, so on. Family and relationships, or anything to do with your family and relationships. And then you've got focus, so that's mindset. So what you're going to do to improve your mind, where you're going to put your focus and attention in this quarter. And then finally would be fun. So what are you going to do for fun? Because a lot of us miss this element. We're always constantly focused on hustling and achieving the metrics and hitting the milestones, but without a little bit of fun, well, what's it all worth? So subcategorize your year into these, or the 90 days into these 5 buckets, and then set goals and targets for each one. So health, right, you might want to get a 5k PB, you might want to run a 10k, you might want to start training martial arts, you might want to get a deadlift personal best. Like, set it out. Don't need to do too many, just because if you overdo it, you fragment your attention a bit too much. So I'd say like anywhere from 3 to 5 is more than enough goals. If you want to narrow it down even more, sometimes I only do 2 if I want to really go hard on certain things. And then set yourself to financial goals. Yeah, break it down into these things. You'll only know. I'll give you a few ideas. Like business goals obviously would be a monetary goal to hit. If you're working in a job, potentially get a pay rise or start investment, or maybe start a startup. Family could be maybe book a holiday for one of your family members, or go away for the weekend with them, or maybe take them out for a nice meal. Just anything. Anything. If you could break your year down into these buckets, you can better understand where you need to distribute your time and energy. Once you've done that, you've got your 90-day goals. Next, what we want to do is break it down into 45-day goals. Okay, so if I want to achieve these goals in 90 days, where do I need to be in 45 days? So you just basically break the goals down in half. Okay, and then once you've done that, you break them down again. Okay, after 45 days, where do I need to be in a month's time? So you break that down, and then after a month, okay, in a month, where do I need to be in a week's time? And then you've got weekly targets to hit, then you can just go ahead and smash them weekly targets. So you're breaking down the 90-day goal into a 45-day, into a monthly, and then into weekly targets. And then your weekly targets can be broken down into daily habits. I'm going to do a bit more of an in-depth video on a whiteboard when I'm going to show you the breakdown, but I'm just going to give you the overview now because I think it's really important. Secondly, once you've done that, I think the best thing to do, because you know that your focus is going to how much you can dial in your focus on these goals is going to determine whether you achieve them or not. That's the only defining factor, your commitment to it. It's not whether it's possible, it's whether you're going to apply yourself for long enough and truly focus and dedicate yourself. Because if you go all in on your goals and you genuinely cut out everything that is going to distract you and pull you away from achieving that outcome, there is no way you cannot achieve it. Unless it is ridiculously silly, maybe then you need to extend the timeline. But the vast majority of these goals that you set, and by the way, they should be big and exciting. They should light a fire in your belly. Like, if they're not exciting you, then they're not big enough. So yeah, be a bit ballsy with this goal setting. But then, if you are not dialed into the point where you're ready to literally cut everything off in order to achieve these goals, you're never going to achieve them. So the first thing I think you need to do to dial in your attention is eliminate bad habits. So this could even be one of your goals, to set your goals. Like for me, I do 90 days semen retention, 90 days sober, and I work to like split screen time in half. So there's some of my goals for this quarter, and the sober, and what, a month in now, so I've done a month sober and a month semen retention, and I can't tell you how dialed in I am right now. Like, my focus and attention is on like never before. And I've done sober and semen retention before, but this one's a little bit different. The reason why is I've cut out a lot of things. It's a lot of the time it's not about what you need to add in, it's what you need to subtract. The more you can subtract, because every time you say yes to something, you say that it isn't in alignment, you're saying no to your goals. Every time you say yes to something that isn't in alignment with your goals, you are saying no to your goals. So figure out, when you're crafting this 90-day plan, what do I need to say no to in this 90 days? That is the most important element. Think about all the things you need to cut out rather than the things you need to add on. Because the more you eliminate, the more space that gives you, and the more time that gives you, and focus and attention that gives you to focus on your goals. Another thing I would take into consideration is, if you've got little things, little tasks that are niggling at you, like maybe a little bill that you need to pay, maybe you need to get your car fixed, or just little things, the little annoying tasks that you could probably put off, but they still niggle away at you. Get all them done before you lock into this 90 days, because the last thing you want is little things pulling on your focus and attention. Because as soon as you get distracted and you get pulled into a different direction, that's it all crumbles. And keeping your focus and attention locked onto that target is the most important thing. So you have to protect your focus at all costs, guys. You have to. So you have to be ruthless with what you eliminate. Friends, social, like people that don't serve you. You've got amount of friends in your group that aren't serving your bigger mission. Cut them out, even if it's just for 90 days. Just distance yourself. And if they ask what you're doing, or they start getting the questioning, you're busy. I've got goals to pursue. Sorry, I'm busy right now. I've got goals to pursue. The real ones will understand. And if they don't understand, they were never your true friends anyway. Lock in, eliminate, and be ruthless. Don't worry about what other people think. If you want to achieve, or you want some greatness within your life, you have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to let some things go. And it don't even mean forever. Just for this 90 days. Figure out what you need to let go. And you'll know. With me speaking now, you'll start getting a clear understanding of the things you might need to drop. Bad habits, people, environments that you're going into, things that you're doing. Have a look at that. And that needs to get worked on for sure. And then another thing I'm going to say is, when you do pursue these goals and you start to level up, you're going to grow as a person. You're going to have to grow and evolve in order to achieve these goals. The person that sets the goals is going to be a completely different person to the one that achieves the goals, because you have to grow into that space in order to become that person. So if you're acting in alignment with the guy that's already achieved the goals, then you've already achieved it. You're saying to the universe, you're saying to God, I'm worthy of acquiring this achievement. I'm worthy of this achievement, because I'm getting up and I'm acting like that person every single day. And the flip side to this is, when you do start to do that, and you do start to grow and level up, and you start to make some good progress, you are going to get challenged. So when I talk to you about things coming in to try and pull your attention away, the devil's going to be creeping in every single corner for you. He sees what you're doing now. He sees that you're leveling up. He sees that he no longer has control over you. Because the number one distraction, or the number one thing to outwit the devil, is having a definite chief aim. And I've stolen that from Napoleon Hill, but he talks about having a definite chief aim, a North Star, so a purpose and a mission. That is the number one thing to outwit the devil. The reason why is because you are solely focused on this objective, so you cannot add anything else in. So your focus is here. So everything else that tries to come in is a distraction, so you can eliminate it instantly. So you need to be mindful of these things. Recognize the distraction when it comes in, because it's going to come. Temptations, distractions. It might be in the form of a friend might invite you out for a drink. There might be a social thing going on. There might be a woman magically appears in your life all of a sudden, like the dream girl, which a lot of the time is a trap. I mean, sometimes it's not, but a lot of the time, I mean, listen, when you're about to level up, God don't normally send you the thing where he knows you're the weakest. So if you struggle with lust, then he's going to send you a woman. If you struggle with drink and drugs, he's going to put that in your environment to tempt you to take the drink and drugs. And this is just how it works. If you're bad for scrolling, God's going to give you the best algorithm ever. And I know it's the algorithm that's creating that, but the devil's going to be setting these traps. And I believe God does this as well, because you can say it's the devil, but I mean, I think God is employing the devil temporarily to say, do you really want this? You say you want to level up, you say you want this thing. Well, is this true? Let's find out. I'm going to challenge you, I'm going to test you. But God would never challenge and test you if he didn't know that you could already overcome the battle. God will only put obstacles in your way that he knows you can overcome. Now, if you keep falling to the devil and you're already under the spell of your lower self, which I believe to be the devil, then he's not bothered with. He's already got you. He's already got you. So if you keep getting tested, you keep getting obstacles, life feels like you're constantly getting hit and beat down. That's because you've got a higher purpose, my brother. God is expecting more of you, so you're going to get challenged, and this never ends, by the way. You never get respite. If you're on the path of evolution and personal growth, and you're really trying to become your higher self, life's suffering, life is difficult, there's constant challenges that you need to overcome, but that's what curates the character, because that's what really matters overall. It's not necessarily the goals that you achieve, it's always the person that you become along the way. It's the character that you develop. That's where the impact is. That's where the true change is made. And that's what sends a ripple effect to the entire world. Once you change as an individual, that change has a knock-on effect to everyone around you. And then the dominoes start to fall. More people start to change, start to grow, start to evolve, start to enlighten. So it all starts and ends with you, and it all starts and ends with you setting some goals for yourself and breaking them down and getting up and understanding what you need to do every day and showing up on days when you really don't want to. Craft a morning and evening routine that you can anchor yourself to. And once again, I'm going to do another video on a bit more in depth about this, truly breaking it all down in a bit more detail. I'll break it all down on a whiteboard and everything for you. So if you don't want to miss that, subscribe. And I'll go into a bit more detail, but I'm gonna end that there for you. But yeah, I want you to put pen to paper and really get clear on what you want in life, and really get clear on where you're headed. Because if you don't, you're just leaving it all to chance. You're just drifting around the wind, and you're letting somebody else decide your destiny for you. And well, that's a risky game to play. Be the creator of your reality rather than a victim to circumstance. Right, I'm going to leave you on that one. If you like the video, please like, subscribe. All links in description. If you want to get hold of me personally, if you want to work with me, I've got some free ebooks down there as well. And yeah, I'm blessed to be part of this. Peace, gang.